Hey, welcome to another episode of Dave's Imaginations. Today we're going to create a D&D Beyond account, and we're going to create a new character all the way through, all the bells and whistles, totally free. Stay with me. So first, let's jump into D&D Beyond, dndbeyond.com, and we're going to sign up with Google. I have a Google account. I select my Dave's Imaginations email account. It processes for a second. I go ahead and I put in a username, Dave's Imaginations. I click create my account. And just like that, it was just that simple. Let's begin. All right, it throws me into the D&D Beyond site. I go into collections and I click my character. It says I can create up to 6 characters with this free account, and I'm just go ahead and so here I'm just checking out what else you can do with a free account. Collections and game rules. You got your classes, spells, and races. You got your player's handbook. You try to go into the player's handbook though. You click on anything here. I think this is where it's going to say. Click on anything here, and it says, "Hey, you got to buy this." Now it's only $30, and you do get a digital version of the player's handbook. You do not get a hard copy. So it lists everything you can use, but you don't have access to anything yet because this is a free account. Right, and so I'm just checking out what other things you can do. So I click on the character builder, and I say I want to do standard. Standard character, and I don't know what I'm going to call this thing yet. I'm just going to type in, let's type in newbie. Click in your character name, and then I click the right arrow to next, and now I get to pick a race. I pick the first one that appeals to me. I think I'll pick a dwarf. How about that? Dwarf. Within the dwarf, there's a couple sub races. I'll take the Hill Dwarf, sure. With the Hill Dwarf, you get a tool proficiency. It lets you pluck from a limited supply. Dwarves like drink, so I'll take brewer supplies. Now, what kind of class do I want? Barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter. I'll take a cleric. Now, within cleric, I need to click the add class. Here you can see the different domains. Now, free accounts, you're very limited into what you can pick. Here it says what kind of cantrips and spells you can get, and they only give you one domain in the free version. You can take that divine domain, that's fine. Now to proficiencies, we're going to pick history and insight. So I got a couple proficiencies. I got to pick a divine domain. Again, they only give you one. Now if you buy the player's handbook, you'll get many different options. All right, but for the free account, you get life domain. And we could just click on the next blue arrow to the right. And now it's time to do some stats. And for this build, I'm just going to use a standard array. And let's fit those in. I know that when you cast spells with cleric, you need wisdom as a strong stat. And then he does a lot of fighting. We want him to be able to take some damage. So we click Constitution as the next, followed by Charisma. And then Strength, because he'll be using a weapon. Especially early, and then I keep him smart, and I put the dump stat as dexterity. So he's not going to be very fast or agile, but he'll be tough and pretty wise. So from here, we just review our stats. Now there's some modifiers because you're a dwarf. You get a +1 to your strength, a +2 to your constitution. And let's choose a background. We'll make him a soldier. Once you pick your background, then you get a couple options. Let's pick a tool proficiency. How about a dragon chest set? And a military rank. Yeah, that's just kind of fluff. That just says I can, if I go anywhere, I can talk to the military. And how about some ideals and flaws? So I'm always polite and respectful, am choosing 2, so I roll again. Now this is because I think this might be I can do this because I have the Beyond 20 edition. So I am I'll just pick the second one there. I'm haunted by memories of war. I can't get the images out of my mind. Ideals, I get live and let live. Ideals aren't worth killing over or going to war over. And how about bonds? I'll never forget the crushing defeat my company suffered, or the enemies who dealt it. Now for a flaw, the monstrous enemy we faced in battle still leaves me quivering with fear. Moving on by clicking the next button. Now we get to starting equipment. Choose equipment. I'm going to just choose the standard equipment. I'll pick a warhammer. Sounds good for a dwarf. And I think I'll go with chainmail for now. Chainmail. Pick a simple weapon. I'll take a dagger. I'll take an explorer's pack. I'll take a holy symbol. And sure, a piece of banner. Maybe that'll represent my military background. And then a set of bone dice. Then we'll click the Add Starting Equipment button. Alright, add those. Those will get populated to my character sheet. Blue arrow for next. And then I'll view the character sheet. And voila. Those pop-ups are because of the Beyond 20 attachment I have in my browser. They're not necessary. They do enable me to be able to do some rolls on the character sheet. Beyond 20, you can look that up in separate. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that. But for now, just looking, I have my stats, I have my saving throws, I have my proficiencies. So D&D Beyond just populates all that for you. Speed is 25. My default armor class is 9. Let's see what spells I got. Alright, by default, it gives me Bless and Cure Wounds. That came with my life classification for my cleric. But I think I can add some more spells here. Click on Manage Spells. I have two spell slots there. And so I go to Known Spells, and I can start picking out my cantrips. I take a look. I always like light, and I think I'll also, even though I have dark vision, I still like to have light. And then for a little offense and free offense, I'm going to take the Sacred Flame. Deals out radiance damage. I do try to hit with my cantrip spell using my spell difficulty class. And then finally, here I take guidance. Yeah, so this gives me a buff. Lets me buff myself or other characters. Add a d4 to many of the different types of rolls. I have 3 cantrips, but I also have 4 other prepared spells I can prepare. So let's look at the first level spells. So I check out what is Shield of Faith. The shimmering field surrounds a creature of my choice. Sure, that sounds good. Guiding Bolt, another offensive spell with roll to hit, and if I hit, I can do damage. And so let's go ahead and select that. I like that. But maybe I'll take that command after all. Command it is. And for my 4th spell, let's deal some extra damage. If I touch it, make a melee attack using my spell, and if I hit, I can do, 3d10 necrotic damage. Nice. Yeah. With those selected, I go back to my main character sheet. You can see they've been added to my spells list. Go to my actions tab, and you can see I don't have a lot of actions here. I have my Guiding Bolt cantrip, I have my Inflict Wounds, and an unarmed attack. Wait a second, where's all my weapons? Right, so we need to go to our inventory. From within the inventory, we need to activate our equipment. So add the chainmail, add my dagger, add my shield, and add my warhammer. Now if I look at my character sheet, check out my character sheet, now my dagger and my warhammer are there. You can see my 2 hit bonus and my damage. And I can roll with those because I have that Beyond 20 attachment in my browser. Oh, the other thing to notice is my armor class shot up, right? It was like 9, now it's 18 because I have my chainmail and my shield activated. Nice high armor class. And now I think newbie's not a great name for a dwarf, so we're going to go to find a new name. And we're going to go to fantasynamegenerators.com. And here you go to the Fantasy Folklore tab, upper left-hand corner, and select dwarves. And here's a list of dwarves. You can see I can get male names, I can get female names, and if I click on either, they would regenerate. Let's keep it random though, and I'll just roll to see which name I want. 2. Alright, so what's the second name on the list? Hamler Battlemantle. So we'll just take that name and we'll put it into the character's name. Hamler Battlemantle. Hamler Battlemantle. Alright. So we've created the dwarf, a cleric, Hamler Battlemantle. What else do we need to do? You know what? I think I want to change the picture. Let's change the picture. I don't like the shadow picture there. We're just going to click on the name. We're going to edit. All right, from within the character sheet, if you ever want to go back into edit, you can click the anvil. From within the anvil, you need to get to the first page. So we're going to blue arrow left until we get the picture screen. Click the plus sign, and now we can just pick one of the pictures from their website. Yeah, that one looks good. Let's click it and click on apply. And we got a picture of our dwarf. Now from within the characters, you can see his name and his picture. You can just click on the view to open up his character sheet. And you've got a character in D&D Beyond that you can use for your game. And this is everything you need to get started. Now, are there options that you don't get? Sure. It did. So one thing here was pretty cool is they pulled in those personality traits, so you have some idea of his personality. That's great. Now you can flush this out with alignment and gender and all his description there if you want to. He's got 12 hit points. He's kind of slow with 25 speed, but he's a dwarf. He's got short legs, right? But he's tough. He's got high constitution. He's smart. He's got high wisdom. But his initiative is really slow. So in a battle, don't expect him to go first. So there you go. That is how to create a character with D&D Beyond, free edition, totally, utterly free. So, what do you think? You ready to take the plunge and create yourself a character on D&D Beyond? Free version, nothing to pay at all. A character that you can use in your next game. Now, you'll do that, and I'll tell you, you might get tempted because other people, they might have other options that you didn't see there. Yeah, I know earlier I said there'd be all the bells and whistles. Not quite true, is it? You have some of each of the options, and there's plenty of spells. I'm sure you could use it, but you're going to be tempted because you're going to be playing with other people. Most likely, you'll be playing with other people, and you're going to see something they can do, and you're not going to have it. And then you're going to get tempted to buy one of their books. And you know what? That was their plan all along. So, yes, you can do it, and yes, it'll work. I hope you do. I hope you take a bunch. If you do, or if you're thinking about it, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it. I love comments. I'd love to respond. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And good luck, happy gaming, and until next time, take care.